blessing, and every L is a lesson. So when I run into rejection, I know it's only redirection. I see the blessings right beside me. The chances are quite unlikely. I do it like I'm in my Nikes. Don't make excuses, they never excite me. Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, quitting was never an option. Exhausted, this passion is never exhausted. And you can't stop it. Nah, you can't stop it.
Good morning, Knicks universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Knicks Morning Brew on this Friday, March 22nd. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, hanging out with my compadres this morning. I got my guy Eddie Peshti, and I got my guy Mr. Jiggaman Porto. All you Knicks fans, wake up and get your coffee. How you feeling?
What up, yo? I know I'm supposed to be like upset, right? We lost. I know I'm supposed to be
happy. I'm happy.
I mean, I don't know about y'all, but 3-1 is 3-1. And you know, I do have some qualms, and I will pop off a little later. So I did the Hector pop off.
The pop off, because we got that later on
that
today
show
at
today
2
at 2 o'clock. You know, segue. Bam, he's becoming a professional. What up, Eddie? How you feeling, bro? You look rested today.
I'm good, man. Look, I watched that game last night, and we were competitive for about 2 quarters and change. And then once the final 2 minutes of that second quarter hit, Denver just kicked the doors off us. I know we made it close in the third quarter. We got up to within 2, but bro, they were just too big for us. We you know, that was a game last night where the size difference was very, very, noticeable. We missed Mitch, we missed Randle, we missed OG last night. We played way too small against them. And we couldn't, we couldn't keep up with them with the length, man. And I'm not saying pause either, so fuck you if you want me to say pause.
Tell him, Eddie. We don't play that shit here.
I'm right there with you, Eddie. We all adults at the end of the day. That's
grown man shit here, people.
Yeah. And I go, and it's perfect because I know Guillermo feels the same way. Who's backstage, Legion. I'm looking at him right now laughing. But when it comes to last night's game, the silver lining that I have, and we're going to introduce our guest and bring him up, is that if OG Anunoby is in that game, guarantee you Gordon does not score more than 30 points. Just OG Anunoby himself. Porto. Yeah, Porto's not going to score 30 points in that game if OG Anunoby is playing. But we got our guest backstage, our guy Guillermo from the Legion of Knicks podcast. Me and this guy, when I first started doing open panels and stuff like that, Gmo was one of the first people I used to rock with late night with Uncle Freezy. He does a great Knicks watch along if you guys aren't following the Legion of Knicks. But without further ado, I want to bring up my guy, the biggest MF Doom fan that I know to this day, my guy Gmo, Legion of Knicks. G, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I appreciate you guys having me up, man. Appreciate you guys. Good morning, everybody. Salute.
The originator of the salute 3 capital.
Don't get me in trouble, Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie, they said it. I'll take the accolades, but I didn't say that, Jay Boogie. Please don't tap me.
I looked at my phone too. I was like, is he texting me yet? He's about to text me. Oh, it's like that. So, GM, let's talk about it, bro. Like, how'd you feel about last night's game? Because, like I started off the show, man, I'm not upset. Yes, it sucks we took the L, but how can you be upset after a 3-1 West Coast trip when you had a lot of people sitting there going 2-2? They're like, oh, it's going to be the toughest stretch for us. Where you at with everything, bro?
I had no qualms with it at all. I mean, we stayed in there to the fourth quarter. We really lost the game after Jokic made that ridiculous and one that did the Plinko crap into the basket. I agree that I think going small was probably the wrong way to do it. But honestly, we could have went big with a truer starting and still lost. It's the Denver Nuggets. They have probably one of the more nuanced offenses in the league. They still, again, have Jokic. I do agree that, MPJ, if you have OG Anunoby out there, MPJ is not giving you 30 points. But again, it's the Denver Nuggets. We went 3-1. We were supposed to lose to the Kings, who again one of the best offensive teams in the league. We beat the Warriors, who at any moment Kirk could give you 40 in his sleep, just shooting from outside. He could carry that team easily. Kuminga gave us issues the first game we played them. So again, I'm not plus. Like I'm fine. I'm not happy with the loss, but way Tom Thibodeau's trying to adjust with what he has now. Let's be honest too. I mean, Denver Nuggets, they shot terribly from outside yesterday. I think they shot 30% from yesterday, if I'm correct.
Like
but
27 or 30, something like that.
And they still, I mean, they had a bunch of, the fast break points for them, had a bunch of points in the paint. They have great passing. They run that, quasi Princeton offense. But they seem like, to me, like, I think they were surprised that Knicks were staying in there, right?
Yeah.
Dante hit some big shots early on. Brunson, I mean, he didn't have a crazy game like he's had the past 3 games, 30 and 240-plus games. But I felt like the Denver Nuggets were kind of, like, happy that, they were getting some N1s and shots were falling at the end of the game. It's like, all right, let's get these guys out of here. It's just a little bit, we don't really want to see these guys. They're kind of annoying. Obviously, not going to see us because they're in the West unless we get to the championships.
Right.
God bless. I'm not angry about yesterday's game.
Yeah, and then when you look at yesterday's game, and I'll throw it over to Celso after this, when it comes to Jalen Brunson, for us Knicks fans, we're used to Jalen Brunson, especially on this road. He was averaging 40 points per game before that last night's game. And even if last night's game we lost, he got 26 points. That was still a solid night from Jalen Brunson. We're just used to him in this stretch without Julius Randle playing like a Superman level 30 points per game. So shout out to Jalen Brunson in this stretch. Even though it was an off night, 26 points on an off night, you take that any day out the week.
Facts.
I'm happy. I said this the other day. When Jalen Brunson had the 30-point game, I was like, that was a very boring 30-point game, and I'm so happy that it was boring. Like that is wild to have a guy that could give you 30, and you're not going crazy. You're not trying. I mean, obviously you cut up clips and stuff to promote your stuff, but it's like, it was a solid 30-point. Like I feel bougie kind of saying it, but it feels good that you have a guy that you could depend on.
But the fact that we're even here, Gmo, that we can sit there and be like, oh, that was what was it that Monica said that? She said a silent 30 plus. You expect it now.
Salute to Monica, my wife, but salute to Monica for saying that. Yeah, she said it right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love it. The consistency from what Jalen Brunson's given us. Man, it feels weird, man. It isn't, bro. I'm from the era. Obviously, we saw Charlie Ward, but Charlie Ward to me was solid. I ain't issue him. He was solid. He was maybe 30 points. Yep. But then you had guys like Tony Douglas. No offense to Tony Douglas and the 19th Bear used to have. Bro, come on, man. So, Jalen Brunson, top 5,
Chris Duhon, bro. No offense to Chris Duhon, but Guillermo, when we first linked, we was talking about David Fizdale, Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina, Alfred Payton, and then look at where you're at right now. Eddie, I'll throw it over to you to get you into the conversation, brother. How you feeling?
Look, man, again, it's just a matter of when are these guys going to come back for us, right? We went against them with no Randle, no OG, no Mitch. So the question becomes is when these guys come back, could we really compete with this Denver team? I think we could. I think it will definitely definitely give them a problem. But that Denver team, man, they got some chemistry. They got some real chemistry with that starting 5. Obviously, they have the best player in the league. But I would love to see them against us at full strength because I think if we have all our guys back, we would probably be in it would probably be a very close series if we ever face them.
Before I give my take on that, shout out real quick. I see we got over 100 people rocking with us this morning. Appreciate everybody in the building. I'm in a good mood. It's Friday. Okay. To prove that I'm not upset about the loss, let's do a giveaway today. So you guys know the drill. Buy my coffee. We got the barcode right up there in the corner. It's $5 for one coffee. If we hit 10 coffee purchases during the stream, we're going to do a hoodie giveaway. Your choice of the hoodie. You can do our Brunson. You can do our OG. You can do our Hart. Whatever you want. Drop us the little super chat, $5, or buy us a coffee. Hit the smash. Hit the like. But heck, before we jump in further to the game, bro, it's already 10 minutes in. We didn't even bother doing a freaking roll call.
Call my fault. I just
we got shit to do.
Shout out to Jacob Pachuzzi in the building. My guy JJ is in the building. Knicks Live is in the building. On Dios NYK is in the building. Still Knick fans, Ron and John, our homies from across the YouTube platform. Shout out to you. Jonathan's in the building. Travel Vibes is in the building. Teresa T is in the building. Shout out to Teresa. Louis. I lose myself every time I see Louisiana.
Every time he always gets Lou out.
I get the luau. I can't get the rest.
Luau.
Captain Matumbo is in the building. My homie Sierra is in the building. Shout out to Sierra. Like Celso said, we got over 100 people rocking with us right now. If you guys can, please hit that like button. And we are just 50 subs away from 4K. Help us out. Help us get to 4K. Go ahead, Celso. Let me get my hooked on phonics over here. I got to get ready for the rest of this morning. Go ahead.
That Duolingo ain't helping none of us, bro.
It really ain't. It really ain't. Fuck the promo code.
Oh my God,
Eddie, you said something that I want to touch on, bro. You said they're starting 5.
Correct.
Here's why I'm not worried about Denver, regardless of that loss last night. We know, again, we're playing a game where we don't have OG, we don't have Julius, we don't have Mitch. They're starting 5. Whenever they were off, and when we came in within 2 points, that's where I got mad. Because why did we not have our starters at the point? You bring it in within 4, start bringing them in. He slowly brought them in. He brought iHeart back first. That it was like little pieces at a time, and he waited till we were down 7 again before we saw Jalen come back in and all that. And it was like, man, take advantage of the fact that we know they're starting 5 against our not starting 5. Capitalize on that. I feel like that's where we kind of lost it, right? We had the up and down roller coaster with Burks and Bogey for a minute there because y'all did it. What the hell are you doing, Burks? And then he hit that 3, and you're like, good job, Burks. And then you're like, what are you doing, Bogey? And then he hits the 3, and you're like, there you go, Bogey, right? The roller coaster of the third quarter. But at full strength, I'm not scared of them, bro. What was it, 30 plus last time?
30.
I mean, we gave them an ass whooping. And even at that point, we weren't fully healthy. So I would love to see them in a 7-game series. And I would bet the house that we walk away with that series, hands down, guys. I'm sorry. Everybody said, really? Listen, when was the last time you guys can remember every coach?
Come on,
even after a loss, Eddie, even after a loss, coaches are giving our Knicks his praise.
Yeah, I give them tons of credit, but they also have the best player in basketball on their team. So that's an issue.
But we
no
know
matter how healthy we are.
Poke him in the eye, and then we win by 38. I mean,
again, I want to see our guys fully healthy, but I don't know if we're going to see that this year. I don't know if we will. I don't know. I'm worried about Randle. He's still not back. There's still no timetable with this guy. And if we ever needed him, it was last night. But of course, I'm not blaming him because obviously he's hurt. It's real. It's real.
I like how where was it? I just saw it. Someone said, "Oh no. Oh God, here comes Debbie Downer Eddie. They're ready for it."
What people got to understand, that's his persona that he's playing. He's like a WWE character out here in the streets.
Hector, here's the best part. Shout out to Louisiana Knicks. Salute, $5. Hooking it up with the Buy My Coffee. Salute to you guys. Love the show. Hooked on Phonics on me.
Louisiana. But Guillermo, just so you know, like whenever I talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves, for some reason I'm always saying the Twins. Like I'm always saying the Twins. Like that's the one thing I'm talking about. Carl Anthony Towns. Thank you, Guillermo. Good. Thank you. Everybody else.
Don't let them get you down about the English language. It's all right, bro. You good, man. Like Louisiana. Say how you want to say Louisiana. Don't let these guys hit you, man. Don't let
Hector, you act like 80% of our chat isn't in the same public New York City school system, bro. We all there. How is it that you messed it up and we jumped right in with you like Louisiana? It took a village to create that word, bro.
That's a fact. First of all, shout out to the Kentucky Knicks fan, not even Louisiana. I'm gonna just say Kentucky from now on. But talking about Julius Randle, perfect segue. Eddie brought it up. We saw him before the game yesterday, getting some shots up. When it comes to Julius Randle, you saw he was on the Roommates podcast. First of all, I love Julius Randle more now than I did before that podcast. Seeing what he said up there, Gmo, I want to throw it over to you. What's your take with Julius Randle? Do you think he will be back? What's your thoughts of him getting some shots up? And I'm not sure if you saw the Roommate podcast, but go ahead, bro.
I saw clips of it when they were talking about Michael Kidd-Gilchrist and Josh Hart is a troublemaker, son. That dude, dude's got to watch out for him. But here's an issue with Julius Randle, right? So he has a contract coming up, 25, 26, $29 million option, right? Mm-hmm. If the Knicks somehow make a run this year, which they could if OG Mitch come back and play for most of the playoffs, guys are consistent compared to last playoffs where no one else outside of RJ and Jalen Brunson can hit a shot in the playoffs last year. Mm-hmm. If guys are consistent, and we can actually take it to say the ECF. Just say we make a run to the ECF, say to even the championships, whether we lose or not. But the Knicks put themselves on the map, and Randle's not there. Now you're looking at a Randle who's like, all right, they might say like, damn, this offense and defense was fine without Randle. Not to say he doesn't come back and play, but do we reinsert him as a prominent figure in the lineup next season? And mind you, he has to play next season to justify, hey, I'm worth more than 29 million in the market. That's the dilemma in his head, because it's like, all right, do I wait and these guys make a run this season, or do I come back and I'm a shell of myself? Let's be honest. Injury for all how they put out there, I think he does need surgery. Yeah. Me personally, I would prefer him get surgery so he's better for next year versus coming back and hurting himself. Because you see hobbled Randle last year, 2 ankle injuries in the span of like 4 or 5 weeks, was a shell of himself, could hit shots from the outside, couldn't do anything inside. And let's be honest, Julius Randle this season really made his so-called resurgence by being more physical, being in the paint, attacking the paint more. Not the, hey, give it to Randle 4 or 5 times in the first quarter, try to shoot threes and get himself comfortable like we did last year. It didn't work. So we know what Miami's going to try to do. We know what the Orlando Magic are going to try to do with freaking Mo Wagner. Randle plays in a post, they're going to be going for that right shoulder and try to injure him. So it's tough. I can't really tell you what to do when you have a contract coming up. Same thing like Ihart with the whole Achilles injury is like, well, he's an unrestricted free agent next year. You got to make his money. So with Randle, does he come back this season? I think in his head, he's going to try to muster by the playoffs. Is it smart? No, because his best game is him being physical, him not shooting threes. So I think he's going to try to come back, but I would advise against it. But again, if the Knicks make a run, then I'll be looking like a bad agent telling me, oh, yeah, sit this out, and the Knicks make the ECF. And it's like, yeah, we could move on from Randle, 25, 26. So yeah, it's tough for him, but I do think he tries to make a comeback this season.
What kills me about that, and I can't disagree that much, Gmo, is
facts.
If we know he needs surgery, and all of us keep getting closer to the, oh shit, maybe he really does, is the fact that you held out this long to do so. Right? Because now, if you know that even if it's the pendulum is swinging a little bit more towards, hey, we know you really should get surgery, that shit should have been done. Because now, if we are going to look ahead, now you're telling me you're messing up possibly the beginning of our season next season. So with him recovering, right? Like that's the stuff that concerns me.
It's tough because I think that the message from the team, it seems like just like try to read between the teams. I'm trying to read it between the lines, or whatever the hell the damn saying is. And it seems as like the team was telling him, hey, go get surgery. Not saying that you need it. Like if you try to wait it out, but now it's like he's like, now I could do. And everybody knows Randle has a whole pain threshold, that stuff, and blah blah. So I think that he's trying to wait it out, right? And I think that's a fair thing. Is like, hey, we can't tell you what to do with your career. I think he did take somewhat of a sweetheart deal when he re-signed with the Knicks. I think he left off like $100 million that he could have, hypothetically gotten for the rest of the market, even though I'm not sure the rest of the market at that time was fawning over Julius Randle. But in his eyes, I think he did take a sweetheart deal. So it's like, look, do what you think is best for your money. You've given us all you can. I mean, you're the guy who took a lot of the brunt that second year. Granted, you had some faux pas, you had some issues after, that miraculous All-NBA season. So it's like, hey, do what you think is best for your money. And I think that Leon Rose is with that as well, too. His agent's like, look, just do it what you think is best. I think right now he's like, look, if I could be even 70% healthy and insert myself into that Knicks team and we make a run, that makes me look good. We come back next year, I'm healthier per se, assuming he does get the surgery. There was a good article by Stephen Bondy talking about the the data between those who get the surgery, those who don't, and how they come back next season. So I think the team is like, hey, just do what's best for your money. And I can't fight that. And for all the people that say that Tom Thibodeau hates his players, blah, 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 I think he's like, hey, I'll try to protect you. Look, Ihart got mad at him for the whole minutes restriction thing. For people say, oh, Tom Thibodeau runs everybody into the ground. I think Tom Thibodeau's like, look, Julius Randle, do what you think is best, and we'll be here for you once you get back. So,
Heck, I'm gonna throw it over to you real quick. Hold on, real quick. Shout out to Sierra buying us 3 coffees and keeping
Sierra.
Sierra says, I'm not even a Knicks fan, but I'm here to support because Hector has been so great over on Yankees Twitter. And then obviously those emojis would have been there. Also, Celso is an idiot. I love your energy. Keep it up. Thank you. Wait a minute. Let's go. Oh, shit.
What was it, Yankees?
First of all, Guillermo, I'm sorry. I apologize. I know you and Eddie are diehard Met fans.
90s front runners, right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you became a
90s front runners.
Jorge Posada, Bernie Williams. That's all of a sudden.
No. First of all, Guillermo's acting like we've never had this conversation. My mother is a diehard Mets fan, Gmo, and I've told you she made me become a Yankee fan so she could have that rivalry in the household. She didn't want me to root for the Mets.
First of all, don't lie, mama like that, man.
Celso's met my mom. Celso's met my mom.
Gmo, let me confirm that his mother was so nice, giving me my hugs, my bendiciones. We're talking, whatever. The game started, and like you saw the war paint come on. She ignored my ass every inning. It was like I didn't exist. She was die-hard Mets.
I'm
good. The inning be over. She'd be like, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "What?"
I used to go with my mom to Met games, Guillermo, and she used to like keep score of the game, like writing it in the book. So
in the book,
how to keep the score book and everything like that. So she's a diehard old school baseball fan.
So I'll say this real quick: we already up 4 coffees, 6 more. We'll start doing the giveaways. I'm in the mood to do some duck races. So if you want to be entered, buy us a coffee.
Again, Sierra.
Appreciate you. Also, I saw Cheesy Soul Cakes was in the chat. Said he used to work with Gmo. He said, "Yo, Gmo, and I used to do some stuff back in the day."
It's the French unicorn, he said. He said it's the French unicorn. We used to rock out on Nothing But Knicks, MBK.
Yes, sir. Salute to Nothing But Knicks, man. My guy Sim, man. Salute.
Sir, everybody in the chat. I saw we had a couple people pop up in there. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. Building Blocks is in the building. JJ's in the building. You know what? JJ threw this up there, Heck, and I figured we'd talk about it real quick. Any concern that they didn't speak about the Randle injury while he was on the Roommates podcast yesterday? Yeah,
that was the one thing. I saw when JJ put that in the chat, and thank you for that, JJ. That was the one thing that I was looking for, to see if he was going to talk or if they was going to talk about that injury. But when you look at the shoulder dislocation, if Julius Randle was to have surgery because of the mechanism of injury, the MOI, he could be back. That recovery takes about 5 to 6 weeks for that recovery to happen. So it's all going to depend what's his recovery time. Everybody is different. I know if I was to get a surgery, my recovery time will be different than Legion or Eddie or anybody out there. So it's all going to come down to Julius Randle. The one takeaway from that podcast, and maybe you guys saw it, is when he said the Mamba mentality, right? Mm-hmm. So knowing that you know, he relies heavily on the Mamba mentality. He looks up to Kobe Bryant. We all know about his relationship with Kobe. Julius Randle's a tough SOB. Right. So if he's going to go out there, if Julius Randle is able to be out there on crutches, I think he would try to be out there on crutches. Now, does it benefit the team and Julius Randle to have him out there? I'm with Guillermo with this one. I don't know, because I think he could hurt the team because not being able to take his game to the next level. At the same time, he could potentially risk an injury that can alter his career next season and years in the future. So he has to think about the long game, not just a short game. As a Knicks fan, I love the fact that he's trying to come back. I love that. That's what we want to see from our athletes in New York City. But we got to be smart at the end of the day. And I don't want Julius Randle to compromise himself, not only for this season, but for the rest of his career.
Yeah, and Eddie, I'll throw it to you. But JJ, I mean, you gotta imagine that when they were like, "Hey, come on the pod," he was like, "Man, I don't want to be talking about that injury shit all day." You know what I mean? Like, because you know that's the question that's around him 24/7. Every reporter, every post game, he's citing outside. Are you healthy? Are you coming back? So you know, he said he was like, "Man, if you all bring up the damn injury shit, I ain't doing this podcast."
But also that podcast, the producer is CAA. Right. So, you know, Leon Rose, one of the stipulations were if you're going to go on that podcast, y'all shouldn't talk about this. You shouldn't talk about that. Yeah. So that podcast is produced by CAA.
Wow. I did not
Mad
know.
City Brew is in the building. Morning, y'all. 3-1 road trip is great for the Knicks. I'm just my Milwaukee Bucks one. I liked half of that sentence there, Mad City. Half of your statement was really good. It tailed off and took a dive into the shitter at the end.
Appreciate you, Mad City.
Gmo's face. I gotta go back.
Dudes, we got bulls.
He started with smiling, and then he was like, "What the shit?"
We love everybody out here, bro. We love everybody out here in these streets.
Can we talk about Hartenstein? I mean, look, loss or not, our boy had his first career high 20 points. Come on, it goes back to what you were saying, Gmo. Like when he gave him those minutes restrictions, we all know it was a benefit because he did look a little off when he first came back. These last couple games, he looked better.
I'm sorry, I didn't cut you. My bad. He had his first, I think, 10 rebound game a few games ago, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's been slow to come along. And for the people out there, all you, not anybody on this channel, but on the Twitter sphere and the ethosphere that's just so poisonous, for you idiots out there who think that Tom Tibido ran Isaiah Hartenstein into the ground, and of course, he's had Achilles issues since 2019. Go back to his first summer league game, I believe, with the Rockets. He had to stop playing despite putting up numbers because of his Achilles issue. Again, he's an unrestricted free agent next year. He wants to go out there and get money. He's making $8 million this year. I think 16 for the the 2-year deal he had. He wants to go out there and make money. So Tom Thibodeau's going to say, hey, play to your threshold. Well, play, and if there's something that's there, we'll give you a minutes restriction if you got to come out early. And I don't think he's played, besides yesterday, he played 26 minutes yesterday. I think besides the Kings game, he has not played more than 30
minutes. Yeah, he hasn't played more than 30 minutes since coming back from that injury, Gmo. Go ahead, my fault.
Right, and the Kings game was 27 minutes, I believe. So Isaiah Hartenstein to me, man, bruh, the dude, outside of our slow to move and make him a facilitator last year, which didn't make any sense. You acquired the guy because he can pass, and then you don't allow him to pass until like allow him to facilitate until I think it was like after that Cleveland Cavaliers game in New York, whatever that we had last year. But Isaiah Hartenstein, man, what he did yesterday, I would like him to attack the basket a little bit more. I hate when he's like right underneath the basket against a small defender and then he like passes out for someone on the outside. But Isaiah Hartenstein, how he's looked recently, I love watching him play handoffs, finding back cutters and all that stuff. I will say this: when Mitchell Robinson gets back, this might sound stupid. Because we have a lack of creators from the bench, I would prefer Isaiah Hartenstein to play heavy minutes with the non-Brunson lineups because I can't watch Burks and Bojan try to do like 1v1 dribbles from the deep from the outside and then get the ball stolen, or bobblehead Burks just lose a ball. I like Isaiah Hartenstein being in that second unit like he was earlier this season when Mitch Robinson was healthy and even last year. But I get it. Mitch Robinson being a minutes restriction and all that stuff. But it's just, I feel like there's a redundancy having Isaiah Hartenstein out there sometimes with like Brunson. And, when you have a guy like Randle as well, too, when, once he comes back, just having all these playmakers. But I know people are going to kill me. So it is what it is. But Isaiah Hartenstein, all in all, man, playing his, excuse my language, his ass off. It's nice to see him out there be able to hound on offensive rebounds again. The passing, he had a game. Not the Kings game. He had this one pass. I'm forgetting which game it was. Maybe the Blazers, where he was driving and threw it behind the back. He threw it behind like a shoulder to, I think J Hart was down low in the paint and like for the easy finish. It may be the Blazers. I mess up, but just seeing that, bro, like he's such a great facilitator for his team, man.
Yeah.
So
it's a good problem to have if you're a team that's getting ready for the postseason. Go ahead, Eddie. I'll throw it over to you to get you.
Look, I mean, this is the best I've ever seen Isaiah Hartenstein play. I've never seen him score like this, and he's getting super comfortable in the paint scoring, which is big for us. So I'm not even going to fuck with this because I want him. No, seriously, he has to stay where he is because we're now getting points out of this guy. If we could get 10 points a game out of iHeart in the starting lineup, that's going to be huge. And then you have Mitch coming off the bench helping us out there. Again, I'm very impressed with iHeart with what he's been able to do. Like, he's another guy with McBride. We never saw this coming. Did we ever see?
Whoa! Don't do that. It was coming. That's my that. Whoa!
Right.
McBride is my son.
Okay.
McBride is my son. Please, I always saw the vision.
I never saw it coming. I thought they were both two, all defense, nothing else. That's what I thought out of these guys. I thought they would, I thought, McBride was some guy that lit up.
Eddie got muted. Gmo just muted Eddie. That's what it was. Eddie, you're muted. That's what it was.
He said, "Stop talking about my kid like that." Click.
But to piggyback off what Gmo said, I'll throw it over to you, Celso. When it comes to Deuce McBride, back when I was doing shit with my guy Alan Harwell over there For the Love of the Game, I was a big proponent and wanted to see Deuce McBride up here at the NBA level and contributing to this team. I think Deuce McBride is a great case sample of showing, because for years we've been saying it doesn't translate from the G League to the NBA. It doesn't translate from the G League to the NBA. I think Deuce McBride is a case study that should be examined because he is transitioning now from the G League, what he was doing, now to the NBA. So shout out to Deuce McBride for one, never giving up on his craft, always showing up in the gym, always showing up in practice, always giving 100% on the effort, because Tom Tibido, we know he's only going to play you if you show effort and if you play defense. He don't care about how much money you making.
And let's be real, these are both guys that this season we heard they're stupid balloons. It caught me again with the I gotta figure out how to turn this shit off. We've heard from both of them this season. They both knew they had it in them. They just need the opportunity. Again, we've talked about it all season. The injuries, as horrible as they are, have helped us in a major way because it forced Tibbs to try new things, new rotations, new players. And again, we can sit here and talk about this trade that we pulled off for years to come, whatever. Point is, the trade made it to where we were able to really now see what we have, facilitate, move things around, right? We lose games without OG, but we still win without OG too. And now we're able to see, okay, hey, we made pieces with a Bogey and a Burks that we know we ain't bringing back next season, okay? That was a move that's, hey, you're here because we needed it. We need help on the second unit. I'm sorry, guys. Them boys got here, and they forgot how to shoot, okay? Because what we were sold and what we thought we were getting, and that little excitement we had about having them come help the unit, oh, my gosh.
That goes to show you.
It was fucking terrible. I mean,
that goes to show you.
Last night.
Shooting 40% from beyond the arc on the Detroit Pistons on a last place team, it doesn't translate coming over to the New York Knicks, who are trying to compete for a playoff spot, top 4 seed. It's different pressure. It's different pressure, bro. It's just like in baseball, right? And I know a lot of baseball fans get mad at me. We've seen the numbers that Mike Trout has put up. We've never seen him in any pressure situations. Mike Trout was never on the Mets, never on the Yankees, never on the Red Sox, trying to compete for a playoff spot in September. Those numbers translate in the pressure cooker. Kevin Love put up phenomenal numbers in Minnesota. When he got traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers, yes, he had to play second and third fiddle to Kyrie and LeBron, but those numbers did not translate like he was putting up in Minnesota. He was putting up double godly numbers. It's easy to do that when you're getting outscored by 20 points and nobody's putting up effort in the fourth quarter.
But do you guys also think, though, it's a matter of we don't have our whole squad, so they're doing things that we did not trade for. We traded, so Bogey, I don't want to see you driving. I don't want to see you driving, Bogey. I don't want to see you bringing the ball up from the other side of the court either. I want you to give me that weird-looking shot that you have, that you pop off the minute you get it and knock down your threes. We're back to seeing them both do too much or try to do too much.
I'll put a little bit of this on Tibbs. Now, I agree a lot with what Hector said, right? It's like, big fish, small pond. When you're playing with some, trash team, no offense to the Detroit Pistons, it's like, I could give you 20 shots a game and you'll be in rhythm and we'll lose by 20, but you have your efficient 20, whatever, right? I'll say this about Tom Thibodeau. And I'm a Tom Thibodeau. I appreciate what he's done. I think he's been a great coach for the New York Knicks. The fundamentals, actually having a philosophy on both ends on the court and actually see it materialize. But I'll say this about Tom Thibodeau. He has to put some of these players in better positions. So I think if you go back to the Cleveland game, right? And I think that was the game Brunson was out, the one that we won. If you watch that game, he was a little bit more creative with how he used Bojan and also how he used Josh Hart, which is to simply put these guys in the post, right? But Bojan, he really only really saw him take 1v1 opportunities against bigs. He took against Jared Allen a few times, and he's relatively successful. Josh Hart was in the post doing a whole 11, 12 LeBron when they play OKC, put his ass in a post. Defense collapses, he kicks out to the open guys. That's how he got that 3-point shot. I forget who hit the second to last 3 against Cleveland in the corner. It wasn't the McBride one. It was another one.
OG, I think, right? Where OG
was out. I think OG was out. Yeah, it was somebody else. I'm forgetting who it was, but it was somebody hit a shot in the corner after passing a post. And it's like, that's what you want to see, right? Be a little bit more creative. And we've seen it, right, at times. But it's like, Bojan is not going to beat you 1v1 outside unless you're a bigger defender and you're just slower. Cut down the amount of miles he has to travel to the basket. He's a solid a shooter in the post. He has the footwork. I mean, he's not like the Pacers days. He can shoot a little mid-range shot once he gets a little bit of space. I'm not saying he's Doncic, but it's like, or Doncic, excuse me, I always mess up that name. But it's like, bro, don't allow this guy to do what he did with the freaking Pistons. Same thing with Burks. Burks is best like we had a few years ago. When he gets like the pass from the opposite from the weak side wing, and it's like it'll be like whatever guard back in the day was like IQ would dribble a little bit and just pass it quick to him, and he gets that head of steam. He doesn't have to try to do all this crossover over dribbling against the defender. He just catch the ball from the wing, attacks to the basket. That should be Burks' game. So I think Tom Thibodeau has to kind of cut some of the fat for these guys and just put them in the best spots. I know Tom Thibodeau likes to play the 5-out offense, and it doesn't work all the time with everybody. But those guys, try to just cut down the amount of miles they have to get to the basket, make them as close to the rim or as open as they can be. And I think you should see better adjustments. Now, I agree with you guys. Burks is going to be out. Bojan's on a non-guarantee next year. So, if you can't trade him off for another player, then it is what it is. But Tom Thibodeau does have to do a better job of putting these guys in better positions.
I'm not going to defend Burks in any way. Everybody in this chat knows that's not me. But I did feel bad a couple times for him last night because how many times did that man get the ball with just 3 seconds left and he became that guy, right? Where you just hurry up, throw it up. And I was like, damn, you're that guy tonight. Like there was 4 or 5 and his shots were already off, right? So then you put him in those where it's bouncing off the side of the backboard. You're like, oh, shit. Why is he the last resort? I don't get it.
He was at least okay last night, though.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He was
18
okay, but
points.
still dog shit at the same time. It's weird.
Yeah. No. It's weird. It's weird, Eddie, right? Because I'm not disagreeing you. He did look solid. But when it comes to Alec Burks, he set the bar so close to the ground because that's how trash he's been since coming back from the Pistons. The bar is literally on the ground. You could go outside if you have salt out there on the street for the snow. Wow. That shit is bigger than the fucking bar.
That man missed 3 shots in a row. We all like, damn. And then he hit that 3 with no arc whatsoever from the top. Like, he was like, yay.
This shot is the ugly. It has like no give. It has no grace to it. It's just like, oh yeah, you can tell, you can feel it when it's gonna miss. It's not like, oh, it might get the Jokic bounce, hit the back. You know, it's just that ugly. I think Von Leonard used to shoot like that back, and he just straight. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I want to kill Burks too much, but golly, bro, game annoys me.
I'm killing Bojan over him because Bojan's been what? He's had 2 good games since he's gotten here. The one against Philly, and then the other one in Sacramento. And other than that, again, he looked like since he's got here, his superpowers got robbed. He's old, he's slow, and I don't ever want to see this guy drive to the hole again. All right, I want to put this guy in the corner and just be a catch and shoot guy, and that's it, bro. Nothing. I don't want to see you take it to the rack because you're slow and you can't dribble, bro. This is not the Utah Bojan, man. This is the old.
I'm telling you,
Bojan.
I'm telling you,
it's not the Pacers Bojan either. That Pacers Bojan.
No, I'm not even sure if that's Bojan. I think when he got off the plane, he was body swapped with some random Russian that has an HVAC business. That's what happened to Bojan.
Let me check. Let's check in with the chat real quick. We got D Coolest in the building. Don't blame Burks. Blame Tibbs for still playing Burks over others. Listen, again, I hold solid D Coolest is because we have so many injuries and we got no choice. I think that's what gives me peace when I see these horrible shots from these guys. Is they're only playing that much more because they are being forced into it, not their.
And I want to add on because I remember we was talking about the Julius Randle stuff, right? I didn't fully read like the full thing over here, but the 5 to 6 weeks. It's right after you get the surgery. He's going to be in a sling for 5 to 6 weeks. The recovery time for that surgery is 5 to 6 months. That's half of the year. So if Julius Randle was to have that surgery in January, he would be ready by the time training camp was to pop off in October. If we wait to the off season and Julius Randle gets that injury, he's not going to be back to at least December or January of next year. Yeah. And that's the risk we are running. One, he can make it worse if he goes out there and injures it a little bit worse, or he's not going to be ready for next year. And that's the risk that you're running right now. Like Gmo said, if you was going to have the surgery, you should have had it in January instead of trying to come back. Because now you may be compromised for next season.
Yep. Facts. Shout out a couple more people in the building. Menno B is in the chat. How you doing? Our boy Bobby Woodruff says, hey, yo, Gmo. Are you cool? Listen, the chat's been talking about you. You're in Antarctica. This man was my brother Phil Porto is in the building. What up, Phil? John said, have to remember we didn't get Burks and Bojan for bench to help rest players. Now we need them with the injuries than having a bigger role. Agreed, John.
Yeah.
Right?
Agree.
But they're also making it easier for us to be like, I don't want to see your ass in the playoffs. Amani the Great, Minneapolis. Yeah, look, I didn't stutter that time. Woohoo! That goes to the point guards. When the point guards are not passing the ball to you, deep shooters, how do you think they are going to themselves into this team? They are rhythm shooters. Yeah, I see what he's saying there, right? He's talking about Burks and Bodie, right?
Yeah.
Our boy Johnny Jimenez. How about JD for our Mets? Stop with the.
Stop. Even we need.
Let's pull up a different message. That's a better one. Good morning, Brew. There we go, Johnny. That one's a good one.
I can't wait when Gmo's about to leave. I can't wait to ask him about David Wright. What's his thoughts on David Wright?
Oh God.
What do you want to say about the kid? What darts you want to throw against David Wright?
It's not me. It's just Eddie's a Met fan and he can't stand David Wright. So I'm just waiting to see.
Hey yo. We gotta chill, man. What's the issue with David Wright?
Cheesy Soul Kings $4.99. You saw how I stopped that shit real quick.
Yeah.
You
He said,
really
"I
want me
can't-"
to get into this? 'Cause
No, you save that
no,
shit
no.
for next Thursday, Mets Evening
All right.
Brew.
right.
Can't figure
'cause
out the
we're
buyer
definitely going to
coffee.
reach out to Guillermo to have him on the Mets Evening Brew
Yeah,
also, so you guys can talk Mets.
Appreciate you, Cheesy Soul Cakes, $4.99 super chat. You're entered into the giveaway, my guy. Can't figure out the buyer coffee. It's all right. We appreciate you, but definitely wanted to show love. Salute, blessed day. We should win the next 4. Let's go, Knicks. That's a good segue because I feel like all of us as a fan base can kind of say we should be 4-0 these next 4, right? We got Nets, food, Pistons. You better make freaking food out of that shit. Raptors, smack our friends around a little bit. And then the Spurs.
Yes.
Which one's the trap game? Because that's what the conversation is going to lead into.
Toronto.
Which one's the trap game?
Toronto.
The Raptors game.
Toronto.
One, because it's in the
Atlanta.
Garden, I believe, right? They're going to be back in the Garden.
It's in Toronto.
Oh, it's in Toronto? Okay.
Toronto.
So I still consider that a trap game. One, I'm not sure. Has RJ played ever since his brother passed away? That's the one thing
Sure.
I've been waiting. I don't think he's played since his brother passed away, but I think he will be in the building. And again, shout out to the Barrett family. I know they're going through some tough times right there. That came out of nowhere. Young kid, 12 years old, that type of. They didn't put out the cause of death or anything like that, but thoughts and prayers with that family. That was some of the saddest news that I've gotten in the past few years. Yeah.
I got another top. Well, let's stick on this one. Gmo, how we feeling about this 4 games coming up, man? Where you at with that?
Food. I would say this though. I would love to see Mitchell Robinson, because they said he's expected to come back or projected to come back before the end of March. I would love Mitchell Robinson to get his feet wet against either the Pistons, which that's the second game, or the Spurs, right? And obviously he's not going to get crazy minutes, but again, he's going through the contact practice a few days ago. Tom Tibido said, he needs more, and obviously he gets cleared by the doctors. But I would love to see him get his feet wet against, one of these. Just even though the Spurs more so just Wembayama, just against a toughish, front court. Jalen Duren, even though we've handled the Pistons several times. I think Jalen Duren did he have a double against us last game? So
against us, he had a very good
game. And the Pistons, people talk about a trap game. The first game against the Pistons, remember, Marcus Sasser and my son, even though he's struggling right now, Kate Cunningham, almost had us in that first game. Now, granted, we always were up by like 5, whatever, but they were making it a game. So I just looking at possible trap games. But love for Mitch Robinson come back against either Spurs, the Pistons, and again with the Raptors. Rest in peace, RJ's brother. IQ is also out as well too. I think Scotty Barnes might be out as well too. I'm not sure. So that could be, that should be a very winnable game. Always should be winnable, but I'm looking more so to we win these games, but also how can we kind of bring back Mitch Robinson back into the fold so we kind of get some of our so-called injured heroes get some playing times. I forgot who said it, but it's that these guys need about like 10 games to play with each other and get back into a rhythm. So anytime you bring back Mitch Robinson, early as possible, works out better for us.
Yeah, I talked about it with Eddie yesterday, and I circled the Pistons. Like, I'm hoping that would be the one. Hey, you want to give a good test run? Do it with the Pistons. Let's see Mitch back. Maybe OG, we know the MRI was clean. They just need a little bit of rest. Yes, it's not a game you're like, wait, isn't that a game you want to sit everybody and give them rest? No, like you said, we want that continuity, that cohesiveness to start building up.
Yep.
A game against the Pistons is where you can sit there, really test out some of these rotations, let Mitch do his thing. And for me, I want to see that iHeart starting and then seeing Mitch come off the bench, see what that looks like before we get into the playoffs. Let's see, him jumping and land. Let's get that. So I have Pistons circled, man. I think that would be freaking fantastic if we see him then.
Yeah.
Stephen Bondy just put out an article. Stephen Bondy just put out an article today. I'll just drop it real quick and I'll throw it over to you, Eddie. Talking about Mitchell Robinson. He got a couple of quotes from Mitchell Robinson when it's time for the playoffs and coming back. Mitchell Robinson said that's when it's go time. On coming off of the bench, Mitchell Robinson says, whatever helps the team, I can do. The same things I did with the first unit, offensive rebound, screen setting, rolling pressure on the rim. I can do the same thing with the first unit or the second unit. So Mitchell Robinson, I like the headspace he is in right now, because how many times have we seen Mitchell Robinson drop some shade on Instagram like I should be starting, I should get more involved in the offense. So to see Mitchell Robinson taking that leap and being mature, saying whatever the team needs, I could do the same thing with the first or second unit. I like hearing that. And again, shout out to Stephen Bondy, who we've had on the show talking with those quotes. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, look, I mean, the faster we get back any of these guys, the better off we are. I mean, we're in the fifth spot right now, and there's not that much room between us and the Sixers. So we really have to this 4-game stretch coming up. We really have to go like 3-1, like at the least, because again, we're fighting for our lives against Orlando. Against all these other teams. I mean, I wish we could get the 3 seed, but it doesn't look like we're going to get OG back anytime soon. It looks like we're going to get Mitch back first. So, again, these teams that we're supposed to beat, we have to beat them. We have to. There can't be any excuses. There can't be any bullshit. We have to get to it because, remember, all these other teams have, their schedules is pretty favorable. I was looking at the Orlando schedule. I looked at, the Cleveland schedule. I was looking at all these, teams that we're up against. Miami. It's their schedules are pretty easy. So I'm just saying the games that we have to win.
I think Cleveland's one. Obviously, we get a benefit with Donovan being out, right? He's got that nose fracture stuff, so he ain't playing, right? So that works in our favor a little bit. He beat them the other night. Did they end up winning? Did they play yesterday? Because we dropped down after that loss, right? What did we drop down?
We're in the fifth seed. We're a half game behind Orlando right now.
Right.
Just half a game behind Orlando.
Tiebreaker. We're tied.
No, no. They're 42 and 28. We're 41 and 28. So we're literally a half game behind them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we had the same record, but
So I've got a question for you guys while we got Gmo here, and I want the chat too. So Dante made it up to the second on the list, right? For most threes in the season. What's the number exactly that he's away?
240.
Because I want to do the math. How many more does he need?
I think 20 something more.
Yeah, he's like 20 something close to 30 away.
How many games we got left?
13.
I'll tell you right now.
13.
Is he gonna take it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you guys think he'll take it?
100%.
I think he'd take it. One, he needs to take it because no shade on Evan Fournier. I love the French Ock, right? But he only had like one productive season with us. The baguette, the French baguette, the Grace Poupon mustard shouldn't hold the record. It should be the big ragu, Dante DiVincenzo.
There you go, 21 away. He's gonna break that record. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
He's going to. And he needs to. Just like you said, just erase the record. No offense to Evan Fournier, but
right.
Players who are, associated with us actually winning should hold those records. But yeah.
Definitely offense to Evan Fournier. No
offense.
Yeah, no offense to Evan. No offense to the entire country of France. No offense to the fucking.
Right. You got it. Yeah.
These guys
the preps that are out
France
there. I'm good.
Because
I want to ask you because I know we got you for about like 10 more minutes before 12 before we do the open panel. So I just want to ask you real quick. When it comes to Tom Thibodeau, nine-man rotation, right? Everybody's healthy. Who do you think Tom Thibodeau is going to roll with as his 9-man rotation? And who do you think is just going to be riding the bench when the postseason comes around?
So let's start with the starting lineup. And this is everyone healthy?
Everyone healthy. Everybody's healthy. They take a sensu bean. Goku came down, gave it to them, and everybody healthy.
Rest in peace to Toriyama, by the way.
Yes, rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. Yeah.
Obviously Brunson. Obviously OG. Obviously Randle, if he's so-called healthy. Dante, Isaiah Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson. Damn, it's a 9-man rotation. Golly. Mitchell Robinson. Precious Achua. You gotta put in my son Miles McBride.
Of course.
And then Josh Hart.
Yep.
Is obviously playing. So that leaves out Burks, Bojan, Jericho, Bogey. That's about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 9-man rotation. Right there.
Yeah, I'm solid with that. I'm sold on that.
To get to if like McBride isn't going, you think Burks gets those minutes? It's possible. If he plays better, it's possible.
I would say, but here's the thing, though. Tom Thibodeau, he turned a corner after that first Warriors game with McBride, right? And fully trusted. By the way, he played 44 minutes yesterday, right? When McBride, we were down by, we made a 9-0 run. McBride was responsible for 5 of those points, got us to 4 points, and then he brought back in Burks. And Burks, when Burks took that, excuse my language, that dumbass shot, I forget against who, and got blocked at the pinch, the left pinch, coming in for the fast break. Warriors never looked back. He never trusted Burks again in terms of, oh yeah, the veteran guys are gonna come in. He's like, nah, squash all that. So McBride, and remember last year too, when McBride wasn't even really a part of the offense, he was put out against Cleveland to kind of be a nuisance against your man Donovan Mitchell. So I think McBride definitely has a spot in the playoffs. Like he's solidified. There's no if he has a bad game and then Burks comes in and takes more minutes, I think he likes him on defense. Even though a few games McBride's kind of, I don't say get cooked, but he's he got a little sauce up a few times. It's going to happen, but I think he fully trusts McBride that even if McBride struggles a little bit, let me keep him out there just at the very least for some defense out there, because Burks, let's be honest, doesn't provide you consistency in really anything. So I think that's out of the question. So McBride, is going to take minutes.
Yeah, I said it the other day, right, Hick? I feel like it could be like a new world with Tibbs in the playoffs, right? We don't know what he's going to do. We might see a 9.5 rotation with him, right? Because you have the extra pieces. But your son, Gmo, right? If he gets even better at getting off when he's getting that pick on him, if he gets better at that, your son, man, your son's legendary, bro. He's gonna do big things here.
Yeah, we eating right now, man. We appreciate all the haters. We were out there in the rain, you know what I mean? Y'all got fat while we starved, man. It's our turn, you know what I'm saying? So it's good. We eating right now. God bless y'all. Y'all do whatever y'all want, but me and my son, we good right now.
Not the king
Hector,
of New
shout
York
out to
line being thrown in there.
We got another coffee
Thank you,
purchase.
my guy, NFB. Just need 4 more to do the giveaway. Just need 4 more. But like Gmo was saying, right? If Deuce McBride is not a part of the rotation in the postseason, if I'm Deuce McBride, what else do I have to fucking show you? Like, what else does Deuce McBride have to show that he deserves minutes in the NBA? I don't think there's anything else he has to prove. He has showed up. I think that's why the team didn't make that power move and try to get DeJounte Murray at the trade deadline, seeing what Deuce McBride can give you coming off of the bench. They realized they didn't have to panic and just trade first-round picks. They're in the driving sheet. And shout out to Leon Rose in the front office. Finally, we got some capable people in the front office that know what the hell they're doing. So shout out to Deuce. Hopefully he keeps it going. And again, Tom Thibodeau, an old dog learning new tricks.
Whoa. Wait. Let's because I'm sensing something with you, Hector. I mean, I expect it from most Yankee fans. You guys don't have any coup. But I'm kind of getting, you don't want to give Tom Thibodeau credit. You keep because everybody no, you said the front. No. I know he is technically the front, but I don't like the lack of love that Tom Thibodeau. I heard it earlier. You know what I'm saying? Why can't he get his credit? I could have sworn Tom Thibodeau doesn't like the young players. And yet you got McBride. And we could go down to Jimmy Butler. We go down the list of all the older names. But now you got McBride. All the bigs who come here. Not say Isaiah Hartenstein couldn't pass before, but Pressure True never looked better as good as he is right now. When he was with the Raptors. IQ. Tom Thibodeau pulled the whole Mark Jackson. Yo, this guy is one of the best shooters I've seen in the league. People, oh my IQ. You can let him shoot, and IQ became, even though he's flat, he can be inconsistent like he was in the playoffs. Is a very capable 3-point shooter, a solid off guard. I think he's going to be fine for the Raptors going forward. When we look at the list of, and there are guys like Obi who I never thought was going to be. No offense to Obi, that was the wrong pick. We shouldn't have made that. With Obi Toppin, he was never that guy. Kevin Knox. Come on, Frank Ntilikina. This guy just parties in New York. He has a groin injuries because he's out there 2 a.m. getting his, doing his thing instead of in the gym or sleeping. Anyway, but let's give Tom Thibodeau his credit. All these guys who come in, Dante DiVincenzo, still a relatively young guy. I know he did his work with Curry last year, whatever. But Tom Thibodeau, I'm not saying he's sitting up there in the gym with development and go. But we talk about the early group that Fred Katz talked about last year. Well, all these young guys are learning, defense, understand the spots on the floor, the swing around pass, the hockey pass, move the ball around the court once you get stopped in the paint off the dribble drive. All these things that Tom Thibodeau's doing to help develop these young kids. And I don't hear the blessings. I don't hear the thank you, Tom Thibodeau's and stuff. Y'all just come on. That's
first of all, one person on this channel that gives Tom Thibodeau his credits. I said it on the last show.
He never does, right, Eddie? I agree with Eddie.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. As an organization, the New York Knicks.
He brings up Johnny Bryant all the time.
all the time.
Who that?
This is Hector. This is what he does. Yeah. Johnny Bryant.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I got to mute Eddie. I got to mute him because I'm trying to get my point across. No, but okay, let me say this again, Gmo, because probably you didn't hear it, right? The New York Knicks, as an organization, we've had 32 different head coaches. Over the past 24 years, we've had 10 of those different head coaches. Tom Thibodeau has been the greatest head coach the New York Knicks have had ever since 1999, ever since 2000, ever since Van Gundy, ever since Pat Riley left. Tom Thibodeau has been the best. And over the past 4 years, when you look at what rosters Tom Thibodeau has had to play with, when you look at a healthy team this year, this is the best roster that Tom Thibodeau has ever had to coach. If we're healthy, this is better than that Minnesota team that went to the playoffs. This is better than the team that he had with the MVP Derrick Rose, because he only had Derrick Rose. He's never had a number one player and a number two player like Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle to operate at the same damn time. He's only had one of them. It was either Derrick Rose or it was either Jimmy Butler. He's never had two at the same time. And when you got a top 15 player in Jalen Brunson and a top 30 player in Julius Randle, Tom Thibodeau has helped elevate and take their game to the next level, just like Precious Achiuwa, just like Deuce McBride. Gmo, last year, if we would have sat down and had a conversation and said by next year, by March, the only one of those young kids that's going to be left on this team is Deuce McBride, I don't think any fan out there would have believed us. They would have laughed at us and would have been in the comment section bombing us. But the fact that Deuce McBride is the only young asset that we have left over goes not only to the front office, but to Tom Thibodeau believing in him. Is that better, Gmo? Okay.
Acceptable.
I'll pardon you. It's okay. It's enough for today. That's great. Thank you. We appreciate you.
We got over 220 people in the building rocking with us this morning. Appreciate everybody waking up and grabbing that coffee with us. Hanging out here with our boy Gmo, recapping the game last night. Yes. We all got to witness the praise and love of Tom Tibido from Hector this morning. And these people in the chat want to know how you can hate on David Wright when you look like him. Shit's getting weird this morning, people.
Unlike David Wright, I don't use steroids. So,
Get out of there! No, get out of there!
I don't use steroids like that PED cheat did. So.
No.
For those of you in the chat,
he had spinal stenosis. All right, he got he's doing his paleo diet. Chill out, yo. Why would you? Yo, man. The only person that we said is Mike Piazza, and we still love Mike Piazza.
He used steroids too.
I know that's the only way we can say it. But come on, man.
If you're in the building, smack the like, hit the sub. If you're watching us over on X, if you want, come over here, help us hit that 4K on YouTube. We're about 48 subs away. The goal was 4K before the 28th. We got a week to go. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. Smack the like, hit the subby, all that good stuff. Buy a coffee. We got 4 more coffees. We're gonna do a duck race. I'm in the mood to call a race this morning. Okay.
Oh yeah.
4 more coffees. Come on.
4 more coffees.
I'm just saying, Eddie's being the best heel he's ever been this morning. Gmo, before we let you go, my brother, let the people in the chat who don't know who you are, where they could find you, where they could catch you doing your watch-alongs, and let them know the schedule when you come with these watch-alongs.
Yes, sir. Every game, typically, I know I've been. Leisure Knicks on YouTube, Leisure Knicks on Twitter, Leisure Knicks on IG. I know I've been out. March has probably been the worst month in terms of just being all over the place. And yesterday, I apologize to my fans. They rescheduled the Rock Marciano show. I had to go and watch Rock Marciano. This is a show that was back in last year. That's my favorite rapper to God. So please forgive me, but I'll be back on tomorrow. Brooklyn Nets game tomorrow, 1 p.m. Check me out on the watch along, man. I appreciate you guys, man. You guys. Hector, Phil. I've seen Phil at the games last year in the playoffs outside doing this thing with the camera.
Yeah, at the MBK event, we was there. We ran down on you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Eddie Presti, all you guys, man. Salute you guys, man. I got you guys on the coffee right now.
Hey, Gmo is in the duck race. Appreciate you, Gmo. Hey, Gmo, we say it, we mean it. This door is always open, my guy. Anytime you're like, you know what? I need to get some shit off my chest this morning, and I'm going to go make fun of Eddie. I'm going to tell Hector he's a Tibbs hater. That door's always open for you, my guy. Anytime
whenever you want to.
This hater up here, Hector. I appreciate it. We really do. Guy's the biggest hater when it comes to
As long as y'all don't say nothing against John Olerud, we good. That's my favorite Met player. I know you.
No, he's good to go.
No, yeah,
Okay.
John Olerud.
Right.
It was weird because growing up when I was in high school, 2004 is when I fully was watching like every game, and that was the year that the Red Sox violated the Yankees. But John Olerud, I fell in love with John Olerud that year, and I was playing. You remember MVP baseball? I used to make him and edit him and just make him like the next Barry Bonds. I love John Olerud growing up as a kid. But Gmo, appreciate you, my guy. Again, open door policy like always. And I know you in the city, so let's try to link up for some in real life events. We got a lot of stuff happening for the postseason when it comes to watch parties and shit like that. So we want to get you involved with that, Gmo. So I messaged you on IG so we can set that up also, right, brother?
Got you. Easy. We out there, man. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you,
big bro.
Guys, we dropped the link in the chat. Yo, I love hanging out.
Sorry, Sierra. Don't be mad at me. Sorry, Sierra.
We dropped the
bring
open
up my
panel
guy,
link.
Chris.
Bring him up. Bring him up.
Yeah, let's bring up Chris,
Eddie.
aka Josh Hart's
twin
cousin.
What up,
Chris? How you doing, my brother? Salute
my
to you,
guys.
brother.
You know I got Yankees pod, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
miss the opportunity, so I'm going to make it a quick 10-second thing. Knicks in 6. That's it, baby. Let's go.
Deuces,
Let's go,
yeah,
baby.
Chris,
Have a good one, fellas.
Later,
I'll talk
bro.
to you guys
Love
later.
you, my brother.
I
If
love
you
the
guys
quick
on
call
Twitter-
in too. That was a quick how you doing?
How you doing? If you guys on Twitter, if you guys are on X, make sure you guys go and support my guy Chris, Allentown's finest. Make sure you guys go and support Jimmy Randazzo, Sierra as well. These are the people that I've met in the Yankees Twitter spaces, and they are amazing human beings, and they're very knowledgeable sports fans. And I only like having conversation with knowledgeable sports fans. What you got, so you got something to show?
Shout out to our boy Gmo. He did come through and bought us 5 coffees. He said Eddie Presti looking like David Wright is goated. Yeah,
Shout out
buddy.
to Gmo.
So listen, we hit the 10 coffees for a giveaway.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 5 people that are entered into it. So what we'll do is we're going to keep it open for the next 20 minutes. Anybody that wants to buy a coffee, the barcode is right there in the corner. Click that, buy a coffee. Again, it helps us, guys. When you do super chats with YouTube, they keep 30%. Buy my coffee lets us keep 95% of the shit you're giving us because you guys are supporting us. So go ahead, buy a coffee, get yourself in the duck race. We will be doing a hoodie of your choice from our merch store. Let me pull this up. I see we got somebody backstage. Bobby's back there. We got a caller. And for those of you that want to jump up, the link is in the chat. Hit the link. Come on up. Tell us how you're feeling. Bobby!
Hey,
Bobby, how you doing, fly guy?
remember what you asked me last week, guys, before I left?
Yes.
What was the question?
I think it had to do with
The road trip. What were they on the road trip?
3-1, Bobby.
And what did I say last week?
3-1, Bobby, because you know why? You
Bobby
smart
nailed
SOB, Bobby.
Well, the
My
other
guy,
asked
Bobby.
me why you don't say 4-0, because the guy who does the Knicks, he got the beard.
You talking about
talked to
Phil?
him last night. Yeah, he's from Albany.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know him from Twitter. Yeah, I know him from
he
Twitter.
said,
Yeah.
why you did pick 4-0? Because if you pick 4-0, you know that it's impossible to win.
Sometimes you gotta be able to be smart, be realistic at the end of the day.
So you guys are awesome. I always like you guys. I like Jigga.
I appreciate you,
the guy
Bobby.
in the middle. The guy in the middle is a Met fan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a diehard Met fan, Eddie, but he's still my friend. I still love him.
Are you happy they signed Jay Martinez again?
I'm very happy about it, Bobby.
Okay, who you guys picking for to win the college tournament?
Well, that's a great question because last night I put a bet down. I put 2 bets in. I put a bet. Shout out to Theo Al for getting me on FanDuel, right? I put 1 bet for the Nuggets and for the Knicks game. I needed Jalen to get 30 points and hit 1 more 3 in order for me to hit. I missed that one. But I hit on my college ticket and North Carolina State. I think it was North Carolina State or whatever. North Carolina. I'm rooting for North Carolina now because they got me my parlay $100. So I'm rooting for North Carolina going forward.
I got the Tar Heels. Who you got? The guy in the middle, Eddie.
The guy in the middle's got UConn.
Yuck.
UConn.
And what about Jigga? Who you going for?
I'm gonna go with UNC, bro.
UNC, yeah, me too. And tonight, let's go Vermont over Duke. Vermont
Let's
over Duke.
go. You know
hate
what, Bobby? I'm putting that bet in today. I'm putting Vermont over Duke. And I know you said ill to UConn, but I'm gonna put a bet on UConn just because my guy Hard Will, his nephew is Stephon Castle, one of the prospects on UConn, and he's gonna be a top 5 draft pick. So that's the only reason I'm picking UConn. Shout out to my guy Hard Will.
Supporting
He's
UConn for
Stephon
that.
Castle.
last night, right, guys? There was a lot of upsets last night, too, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
there
really?
were a lot of upsets.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second.
Bobby.
Yeah.
We got another one. Delano Steele, my favorite troll,
All right,
said the
Delano.
troll. Whistle, giving his bros some dough for a cup of Joe. I mean, he's a freaking poet, man. Go ahead,
Yeah.
DSJ.
Bob-
Appreciate you, bro.
Bobby,
What
want to
is
ask you real quick. Well, one
Yeah.
second, Bobby. Going to ask you real quick, just because we got another person backstage. When it
Oh, yeah.
comes to the road trip, I mean, the homestand we're about to have next 4 games. We got the Nets, we got the Nets, we got the Raptors, we got the Spurs, and we got the Detroit Pistons. What's your prediction? What do you think the record's going to be for the Knicks? 3-1, or are you going with 4-0 this time, Bobby? What's your thoughts?
No, I'm going 3-1. You're not going to win all 4. I'm sorry. They're
Okay.
going 3-1.
He said,
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
Bobby.
It's okay. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, so what
I'll
is
take
this
a 3-1.
coffee stuff for? What's this about?
We need money.
It makes sure that we can keep doing this every day.
Yeah, no,
what's
what Buy Me a Coffee is, Bobby, right? And for those people in the chat that don't know, Buy Me a Coffee is an outside service outside of YouTube that if you donate to us with Buy Me a Coffee, we get to keep 95% of the proceeds. When you guys do super chats with us on YouTube, we only get to keep 70% because YouTube takes 30%. YouTube
I know,
takes
they
30,
take a
Buy
lot,
Me a Coffee takes 5%. So we like it either way, right? It's just if you guys want to fully support us, we appreciate you guys that help us out with
the guy in the
buymeacoffee.com.
top, you're from New York, right? Originally?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Born and raised, baby. Born and
What
raised
part
and
of
still
New
here
York
today.
Are you from?
I lived in every borough besides Staten Island. Right now, I'm in Washington Heights, Inwood area.
What part of Queens you lived in?
I lived in Far Rockaway, Queens, and I lived in Jamaica, Queens as well.
Oh, I went to the high school.
Yeah, Martin Luther King. Yeah.
No, I didn't like that school at all.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
What
Bobby.
about Eddie? Where in New York are you from?
Queens,
No, Eddie's
baby.
in-
Queens
Eddie's-
represent.
Eddie's in
I'm
Florida
from
now.
the
He ain't from New
Yeah, I'm
New
in
York.
Florida now.
So, Bobby, before I let you go,
Yeah.
I've got a Knicks question for you. Right
Yeah.
now, with the way this team's been playing, who's your favorite Knick right now, bro?
yeah.
I like Brunson.
It's got to be, right? I mean, that
Gotta
man's
be.
just
Yeah, I know.
fantastic.
Well, the last time the Knicks won anything, I was 4 years old in 1972. That's how old I am.
Well, you still looking
Well, you
good,
don't look
Bobby. I'm
it,
gonna tell you that right
You
now.
guys
You looking
was
good,
that-
Bobby.
You guys weren't even born yet, right?
I wasn't even a fucking tadpole in my father's
I
nutsack. That's how
know,
long it's been,
I
right?
was 4 years old, guys. Okay, I'll let
Yeah.
you get out to the next call. You guys know I love
Bobby,
to talk.
love you.
Bobby.
Appreciate
Bobby,
you, brother.
Bobby, the Jet show's back Monday night. Come hang out and jump on the open panel, okay?
Oh yeah, show with the Jet guy, Italy
Well,
Jet.
actually, it's me, Gunny, and Abby. So I'll see you on Monday night.
Oh, Abby.
Oh, hey, calm down, Bobby. Calm down.
There you
Take
go.
him off.
Calm down,
Take him off.
Bobby.
Real quick, shout out to
Hey, Bobby,
Building
love you.
Blocks. Another 3 coffees purchased. He said,
Shout out
drink
to
up, no
Building Blocks.
ayo. Appreciate you, Building Blocks.
No, ayo.
Let me switch it. So, heck, I'm going to switch us up into 3 camp setup for a sec. Let me
Yes,
start getting
let's
this
do that.
duck race get ready.
All
I
right.
think we're going to close the duck race
So-
right now. If you want to
Okay.
check in with the chat, go ahead.
2 more minutes.
All
2
right.
more
So,
minutes? All right, let's go.
Yeah, I think we
two-
could get
2 more
another
minutes.
coffee.
Let's get a couple more coffees before we close
Yeah,
it up.
let's
So I
get
want
a
to
couple
take
more
a second and shout out the entire chat because you guys in the chat, you guys are one of the best, if not the best out there in the Knicks community.
best in the
Shout out to
business.
my guy Cheesy Showcase in the
Oh.
building. I know I've been on my diet, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna need one of his shows. You know what? He followed Cheesy Showcase followed me on Instagram. He's an actual baker, so I'm gonna need my
I know.
man to get me some goods.
Bro,
right?
why do you think I
was
keep
looking
trying to
through
get
his-
cheesecake?
I was looking through his Instagram page. I was like, yo, that shit looks actually really good. Shout out to Ally Wides in the building. Peace, God. I hope all is well. The butcher himself, Corey Lee, is in the building. Corey Lee, how you doing? On Dios NYK, our brother from outside the state, is in the building. Knicks Live is in the building. Knicks Live. You got to let us know. Do you have a podcast If you have a Knicks Live, if you do a podcast, if you do a Twitter space, let us know. We support the people that support us, my guy. Of course, my brother DSJ, Delano Still Jr. is in the building. My guy, Mr. Phil Portito. Shout out to my brother. Nick Loyalty is in the building on X. Big
That
Nick
dude's
Energy.
loyal.
Shout
That
out to
dude's loyal
Big
as
Joe.
shit, Heck. That dude's loyal as
Absolutely.
shit.
My brother NFE is in the building. Shout out to NFE. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's to the dome. And now we got somebody else backstage. So we got to
I'm
bring
gonna
up.
jump off so you can bring up that guest. Let me set up the duck
Copy.
race for us, okay?
You got it. You got it. Joe, let me get a thumbs up. Let me know you're ready to rock out, my guy. Big Joe, how you doing this morning, fly guy?
Born ready. How the hell are you guys doing?
What up, Joe?
I'm good, brother.
Eddie, thanks for guesting last night. Much appreciated. I
Good
literally saw
job,
your
man.
messges and I was like, I'm at work in
I
just.
know, it's all good. We took care of it.
Awesome. I was like, oh shit, my bad. I don't know where she is. And I go on YouTube. I'm like, oh, you're already there. Never mind. Forget everything I said.
She's
Shout
on
out to
point.
Bobby Woodruff and shout out to Mills Media and Eddie last night because I was watching the post game that they did over there on Big Nick Energy. That was killing it. I was tuning in from Instagram. You know, just got to support all the different platforms that we be streaming on.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. That's for sure.
Yeah, but Joe, what's your takeaway from last night? Obviously it was a loss. You know, we would have rather win that game, but 3-1 on a West Coast road trip is not bad at all. What's your thoughts, Joe?
I don't know. It went the way you thought, right? We're in Denver. Jokic is the best player in the NBA, no matter how much we love Jalen Brunson. We knew the size, especially once he started Deuce, which I think was both a pleasant surprise and also if there was ever a time for Tibbs to adjust game by game, I think I personally would have started Precious Achiuwa because Gordon's 6'8", Porter's 6'10", and Jokic is 6'11" and 3/4. Like, I was just surprised that he went with a Brunson, Deuce, DDV, Hart lineup to start. And it just, in the fourth quarter, I mean, we're relying on Alec Burks. Alec Burks' sweet spot is down 14 in the fourth. That's when Alec Burks is big-time Burks. That's when he's fourth quarter Burks. He's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to guess within 6 and nothing else. But if we're up or if it's a close game, I'm not doing anything else anyway. That's not my spot. Get me out of the game. He's cooking.
Yeah.
He's a microwave man. He's not making you a good meal. You can't rely on it a lot, but he's going to get you there some way, somehow, especially when your wife or fiance isn't home cook for you. You're relying on Alec.
Yeah, Eddie Presti makes his grilled cheese in the microwave, so he understands that analogy.
Yeah,
Go
of
ahead,
course.
Joe.
Yeah, I mean, wait, you make a grilled cheese in the microwave?
No,
Yeah.
Joe.
I'm really, he's just talking shit.
Oh, Eddie, let me put you on to some.
I'm not that
Adams
pathetic. Let's put it that way.
So I have the 3 schedules for the Knicks, the Cavs, and the Magic for the rest of the week, right? The Knicks have these 4 ideally 4-0 easy-ass games. Brooklyn, Detroit, at Toronto, at San Antonio. You should go 4-0. The last game they play is against OKC at home. That can go either way. But Charlotte or Cleveland and Orlando both have 4 games left. Cleveland's schedule is full of crap. Outside of they play Denver, they play at home and home with Charlotte. Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Philly, which, I mean, without Embiid, they've been literally a lottery team, and they're at Denver. That would probably be a loss. Orlando plays Sacramento, Golden State, and LA, the Clippers, the good LA team, not the bad LA team, and the Grizzlies, which is the win. But so Orlando's a half up on us in the win column. Cleveland's 2 up. We can go 4-1. Cleveland should go 2-2 or 3-1. Orlando could go 1-3 and then go back to where Indy is. I really think we're running out of time and running out of games. April's about to be here. I think we're getting to that 4 or 5 with Orlando. I just think that's where it's going to end up one way or another.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that at all.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't be mad at that either.
Eddie,
I was about to say I wouldn't be.
So
I wouldn't be mad at that either, especially when you look at the injuries that we've had to deal with. We've had to deal with injuries to like more than 50% of our starting lineup. Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, OG Anunoby. The only starters that we have in the starting lineup right now is Jalen Brunson and Dante DiVincenzo. We're asking bench players to step up and to fill that void, and they've done a phenomenal job. Isaiah Hartenstein done a phenomenal job. Precious Achiuwa, phenomenal job. Josh Hart, phenomenal job. It's just when these guys come back and they're healthy, we're just able to slide our second unit back to the bench. And coming off of the bench, how many teams going to want to face Precious Achiuwa and Josh Hart coming off of the bench? Not that many. So if we're healthy, we have a very deep team. But I'm with you, Joe. 4 or 5 with the Magics. I think that's our future.
If we can get to 3, that'd be awesome. If I would want to fall to 6, like, I mean, I've told you guys I want to avoid Boston as long as possible, but 4 or 5, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
No,
And
definitely.
look, even if we get to 5 against Orlando, the games down here, they're going to be home games for the Knicks. They're literally going to be home games because all the Knicks fans are going to fly down and they're going to buy it out. It's going to be MSG South all over again, just like it was last year when we were down there. So the Orlando thing, that's like the 76ers are a better matchup, but Orlando's like a close second. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a good matchup for us because they have no playoff experience. So
yeah, and yesterday in Denver,
Pacers or Heat, because screw both of those goddamn teams.
Exactly.
And when we was in Denver in that first quarter, you heard the Knicks fans cheering for Jalen Brunson, saying MVP, and how pissed off Nugget fans got. So even it didn't last long. It was good in that first quarter, right? But it didn't last long. But even because we were up. But even when we're on the road, like Eddie said, in the Eastern Conference, it feels like a road game because Knicks fans, we travel and we travel heavy. Shout out to AP. I don't mind the Knicks being a road team. How many times have we seen them lose a whole game but win a big road game in the playoffs? And yeah, there are a lot of fans in Orlando and Miami, which is a solid point, AP. Celcito, what do you got for us, baby?
I know we got more people back saying, "What up, Joe?" I love how Alawise was like, "Hey, Jigga," and he was like, "Oh wait, that's not Jigga, it's Joe."
Alawise, damn bald white glasses, man.
We're all, it just happens, you know.
You throw them all in a hat, you grab one, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, you know. He did mention he's driving without his glasses on. I don't know how safe that shit is, but all right, Alawise, good luck to that. But we got another purchase. Julian Blum, salute my guys with another coffee. Let me add him into the duck race. I see we got more callers.
I'll pass it to the computer.
Yeah. Sapper Joke in the chat says, I would definitely be driving down the I-4 for a playoff game at Amway. Absolutely. And I did something for the first time in spring training covering the Yankees, being down there in Florida. I went to a road game. I've never, any of the sports that I watch, Knicks, Yankees, Giants, I've never been to the opposing team's home place to watch a game, and it's a different feeling. I just want to tell you that, being on the road. So, you know, hopefully in the playoffs, we're able to figure that out, you know, drive down to Philadelphia. Joe, if you want to rent a Sprinter van, we could go 50-50 and we could go down there in a party bus. We'll figure it out.
I don't know, man. I already look like a guy that might take kids based on my attire. So, I mean,
Joe, love you, bro. We'll talk to you later. Appreciate you. And hey, appreciate you guys over at BKE having Eddie on last night. Him and Mills killed it. Appreciate you, my guy. Before we bring up our next guest, what do you think? We should do a little duck race? People are calling for it.
I think Sierra said it's race time. Let's do the duck race for you guys that's out there. This is a treat. First time for a lot of you guys seeing the rubber ducky races. Come on, so.
You know, and it's so for those of you that may be watching this for the first time, I apologize.
Don't unsubscribe. All right, that's the one thing. Don't unsubscribe if
so when we say duck race, people, we mean duck race. We mean duck races. Don't stop buying coffees. Don't stop doing super chats. Keep supporting. But for those of you that already hit the marker, let's start. Ready?
Are these fixed? Are these fixed?
No, Eddie, they're not fixed. No,
sure
they're not fixed, Eddie.
Of course,
we're gonna shuffle them on the screen.
Yeah, I think the fix is in on this. I think Jigga picks who he wants to win on this.
Okay, I'm gonna just mute Eddie.
Mute Eddie. He's done today. All right, so to prove Eddie wrong, let's shuffle it up. We got our races are in here. Shuffle it up. Shuffle it up. Shuffle it up. One more just to make Eddie happy.
Fix these things,
ladies and gentlemen. We got a minute on the race, and this is for your giveaway for Knicks Morning Brew hoodie merch. Let the race begin. You know what? We need to put volume on, bro. Hold on.
Put the volume on.
Epic fail, man.
Yeah, the fix is in.
The build up.
The fix is in.
Such an ass.
He really is.
Now it looks like there's a fix. You're a dick. All right, let me add this now.
It's a total fix.
Please mute. Shuffle again. Shuffle again. Let the race begin. We've got a minute on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the duck race. Sierra coming out, starting off with a nice little lead. But look at Louisiana Nick with the Mohawk said, I'm here to take shit serious, people. We got Sierra is not playing around, holding a nice long Julian Blum undercover, cigar in the mouth and all. You suited up, sexy son of a Legion of Knicks gear out. Right there. Look. Gmo came in as an undercover Grandma Ducky. Weird. Very weird. Cheesy Soul Cakes. Look at the lipstick looking so cheesy. Does that work there? No, not really. All right. Double A, as usual, way back there, just hanging out with that Tampa speed. NFE in the back there coming up. Who's going to take the lead? We got 20 seconds left on the clock. We got Julian Blum in the lead. Uh-oh, things are starting. Here comes Gmo. Uh-oh, and the race is picking up. 14 seconds left on the clock. Who will be walking away with some merch? Sierra's been pretty steady all race. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the undercover. Is he going to pull it off from behind? Julian Blum making a major push, and the winner is...
Shout out my guy, Julian Blum. Shout out to Julian Blum in the chat. Knicks Live in the building. Undercover. You know, he was on his, was Sherlock Holmes bullshit, right?
Yeah, Sierra said, y'all robbed me.
Sorry, Sierra's duck pulled a hamstring as it was coming down the final stretch. Sorry about that, Sierra.
Julian, hit me up on social. We'll get everything squared away for you, my guys. So you can pick one.
Congratulations, Julian. We're going to be doing duck races like that, you know, for the baseball season, for the rest of this basketball season, for the football season, and everything else. Sierra says, you know what, Eddie? It's fish, just like the NFL.
Sierra, the thing was fish.
Yeah, Sierra went from purchasing coffees, calling us really nice guys, to fuck you guys. Eddie's the best. We made
shout out to Sierra. Shout out to the homie. Shout out to the homie Sierra. So we got one more caller for the day, and we got to wrap up after this caller. And got to bring in the Unk, the OG himself, the Butcher, my guy, one half of the 718 boys, my guy, Mr. Corey Lee. Corey Lee, how you doing, Unk?
Oh, he's got the JD Martin.
How you doing?
I'm
good.
Man.
Okay, so the only reason why I'm here today is to give Eddie some props.
Oh,
I can't believe
it.
Yes, you have been the only motherfucker to support Tom Tibido. And the only reason why I'm gonna say this is because you're from Whitestone and you do the whites.
No.
So that's the reason why. Let me stop. I'm playing with you. I'm playing. No, but you have been all year long. And you know, I got it. You know, listen, one thing about me, you know what I'm saying, I'm fair all the way around. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you know when you're being an asshole, and I'll let you know when you've been right. And Tom Thibodeau does deserve some flowers for the season. Yo, he's done more with less this year than I've ever seen a coach do in a long, long time. So yes, I got to give him some props. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, Corey, I know it took a lot of energy just for you to muster those words towards our friend Eddie Presti. But looking at the next 4 games, the Knicks are at home. We got an easy schedule. What's your predictions when it comes to the record that the team will have on this homestand?
A whole lot of pain. A whole lot of pain.
Okay.
A whole lot of pain for a bunch of teams right now. God willing, you know what I'm saying? My man come back. Both of my guys come back. You know what I'm saying? The whole team is fully healthy. And then, you know what I'm saying, we can mix and match and slowly work everybody out and get a couple of games in before we get this nice little rest before the playoffs. And then, you know what I'm saying, let's have at it. Let the chips fall where they may. You know what I'm saying?
Copy. What's your and I'll throw it over to Eddie. Go ahead, Eddie. Matter of fact, I'll throw it over to you right now. Go ahead, bro.
Corey, if we're gonna lose any, which one do you think is the most troublesome game for us out of the next 4?
I don't think none.
Really? You don't think any? You don't think we could get caught up in a trap game, anything like that?
The only way we lose is if we resting everybody and Deuce has to start the game. No disrespect to Deuce, because Deuce has come a long way this season. You know what I'm saying? The biggest thing, my issue with Deuce is he has to learn how to initiate the offense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree. He has to be a facilitator.
That's the only issue I have with him. As far as his offense is picked up, and also to learn. So
he froze up for a sec.
No, I was saying
he
needs to learn how to pick his spots better as far as shooting and get. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, hey, I'm proud of the young man. You know what I'm saying? He's a survival of the fittest. If you think about it, besides Mitchell Robinson, God bless his soul, everybody else is sayonara.
They gone.
Mm-hmm.
Last 2 standing.
Corey, if you had a team for us to match up against in the playoffs in round 1, who would you pick?
I'd rather be. Wife, man, give me a minute. My wife's driving me crazy. I would rather be Philly, but I could care less. Like I said, we can't pick and choose who. Let's just get it over with. Let's get it on.
Just
I'm
get
ready
to
to get
dance.
I'm with
Get
you
us
with
there.
Philly. If we get Philly, that's the best matchup out of every one of them.
it on. I would
Guys,
prefer that
Corey,
to
we
warm
say it
us
all the
up.
time. We say it all the time. It's not being a homer. We all agree, and everybody's starting to recognize it. When we get everybody back and we're healthy, I'm not scared of anybody in these playoffs. Get us there,
Pretty much.
get us health, and then let's get to the dance. That's it.
Mhm.
The hardest part was getting
That's
there, right? Obviously, it looks like I'm going to fall short of my 53 wins that I wanted this season. But if
Me
we can
too.
jump up and hold.
I was hoping,
But-
you know what I'm saying, 58, 57, but you know.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, look, we're at that tail end where the health is starting to come. If we literally do see Mitch here in the next week, and then we do hopefully get Julius back and OG, I'm not scared of the playoffs, guys. We just got to get there, and we got it. I don't care about the position. Bring them all. Bring them all.
Let's go.
Yeah, Corey Lee, appreciate you, Unc, like always. Again, Corey Lee, one half of the 718 boys with our guy Bully Boulevard. Corey Lee, let the people know where they can find you. Of course, over there on Blorence Stone, Blorence Stone with our guy Uncle Freezy. Let them know.
Yes, sir. We are on the Bryant Network, 10 a.m. Sunday mornings. Come on. Yo, I'm waiting for, the invites there for, all 4 of y'all cabrons, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can come on down and,
Let's go,
hang out
bro.
with me and my man. Hang out with my man, Tito, you know what I'm saying? And, of course, I'm Jose. And if y'all don't understand, go to your local package store.
Take a shot, bitches. We're going to be hanging out with Corey Lee. Corey, we love you, bro. We'll talk to you soon. Let's
Appreciate
line
you,
that
Unc.
up, though. You tell us what day you
Yeah,
want us, bro.
seriously.
We're in.
Yeah.
Any day y'all want to, just, you know what I'm saying? Get that freezy. Or, matter of fact,
All right.
I'm going to do this right now.
I'll message Freezy. I'll text Freezy to set that up, Corey.
Oh, one second. I'm in the midst of it right now.
Live look in, and he's pulled out
All
the
good.
scheduler and the Rolex, and he's putting us in the calendar.
My fault.
Nah, all good, Corey. All good, Unc. Yeah, I'll message Freezy to set that up. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank
y'all.
Appreciate you,
buddy.
That was our guy, Mr. Corey Lee. Another dope show. I got one more thing that I want to show. I'm gonna share the screen real quick. This was put out by over there, Knick Fan TV. Shout out to them over there. But this is a clip that was taken out. I think a lot of you Knick fans probably saw it already from the Cameron and Mace show. I got some audio that I want to play. Let me know if it comes through, and we'll just talk about this real quick. Hold on.
New York Knicks fans like, whoa, we fourth.
Let me see. There it is.
Oh shit! It ain't like y'all been in first.
Oh, can y'all hear it?
We are the Mecca. We're the Mecca, nigga. The Mecca.
I don't think. Oh wait, there it is. Here we go.
Don't settle for fourth. I'm mad at y'all niggas for dealing with mediocrity.
Yeah, it's like a nigga saying he's number one on iTunes.
Yeah, like look, you're dealing with mediocrity, and I have a problem with that. They call the Garden the Mecca. How are we the Mecca? What are we the Mecca of? Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus when they come to Garden? When the Rangers is playing? Like, yo, we can't be the Mecca if we ain't winning 50 years. And not figuratively 50 years, real 50 years. 1973, this is 51 years.
That's
I have
really
not
crazy.
been alive to see the New York Knicks win a championship. This is what we're used to as New York Knicks fans. Like, whoa, we fourth. Oh, shit. It ain't like y'all been first. We are.
Okay, so I'm gonna end it right there.
Can't hear you, Hector. There he is. He's back.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when it comes to that take, first of all, shout out to Cameron and Mace. When it comes to the new media that is out there, they're leading it when it comes to like the podcast space, and they're killing it when it comes to their own independent media. As a Knicks fan, I just thought that was a bad taste. Me personally, I thought it was just a bad take. Just like a lot of Knicks fans in the chat. What do you guys think before I go full in? What's your thoughts, Eddie, and then throw it over to Celso?
I mean, he's not wrong. We haven't won in 51 years. He's not wrong. So, I mean, until we really win a championship, there's something to that. He's right. Because, look, it's been 20-something years since we've been good. Outside of the one Melo year, we've been fucking garbage for the last 25 years. And that's a fact. And even in 99, when we got to the finals, we still lost. 94, we got to the finals, they lost. So, I mean, he's not wrong. So I agree with the fact that we haven't won in 51 years, and we have to win. It's about fucking time.
Yeah, but Eddie, the only thing in that entire little rant that he went on is the fact that we haven't won in 50 years. Yes, that's a fact. But I'm sorry, you're going to throw shade and say it's not the Mecca. It's not because of just winning. It's because of the atmosphere, the Mecca, the heart of New York City, what that Madison Square Garden means to us. Every player in the league talks about how great it is when they come play at the Mecca. So that I don't agree with. And you know what? I can accept this take from him 2 years ago. It feels a little outdated to me. Don't sit here and preach about we don't win. Yeah, we haven't won a championship, but you can't sit here and put a take out like that when we're seeing the squad that we have this season and last season. So I disagree with it. No hate towards Cam and them, but sorry, that's Knicks for click. I'm sorry. When you're titling the thing, why are you the Mecca? Shut up. Shut up.
Also, too, the circus has been banned now for like 10 or 15
years. Aren't shitting.
Madison Square. I think, and somebody put it in the chat. My guy Joe says New York is the Mecca because of the history of basketball, because MSG is the greatest and loudest arena for players to play in, whether you're a Knick or an opposing team. And the Garden is not just considered the Mecca because of basketball. It's considered the Mecca in all of sports because of all the legendary boxing fights that happen in Madison Square Garden, all the legendary WrestleMania. The WrestleMania 1 happened at Madison Square Garden. That's the first time that wrestling and pop culture had an intersectionality. At that time, they had so many big acts performing at WrestleMania. So it's more than just the basketball. I understand, like you, Eddie, I'm right there with you. We haven't won in 51 years, right? As a Knicks fan, we in 4th place right now, but in January, we wanted it to be in 2nd place. We wanted to be in 1st place because we saw how this team was clicking when we were healthy. Let's see what happens in the postseason. Something else that I didn't play that was left out of that clip was he brought up the fact that there's a lot of folks that become Knick bandwagon fans when the Knicks are actually good. And that's a solid point to make because as a Knicks fan, I've been rocking with this team when Jerome James and Eddie Curry and Michael Sweetney and Malik Rose and Maurice Taylor was punching people on the court. That's when I've been rocking with the Knicks since 2004, 2005. When we traded for Stephon Marbury and we had the Dikembe Mutombo and we was in the playoffs against the New Jersey Nets at the time. That's how long I've been watching the team for the New York Knicks. So there's been a lot of fans that they disappeared and stopped watching the Knicks because the Knicks were bad. They weren't there during the Isaiah Thomas days, the Herb Williams days. They weren't there during the Steve Francis era and so on and so on. So yeah, from that point, I agree.
I'll pull up this one here. Ron says, it's not about if he is wrong. There are too many Knicks fans that want a bad team to go from bad to champions overnight. The Brooklyn Nets went all in with their roster. Please show me their rings. Preach! Sounds like Knicks for clicks. Johnny said exactly. I'm glad he got what he got for what he tried to do to money making Midge. The Garden is the Mecca because New York City is the best basketball city in the world. Let's see. AP, it has to be the oldest arena in the NBA. WWE was there for 30 years. Bruno Sammartino is a legend because of New York City and the Mecca, right? That's the other thing too. How many concerts and events go there? And even the artists that are performing, like, I get to go to the Mecca. They themselves say I'm performing at the Mecca.
No, that's a great point.
Bruno Sammartino, right? For those of you guys that don't know, he was a fucking legend to us Latinos, to us Puerto Ricans. Like, we used to go, my uncle used to tell me stories when he was younger, how him and his cousins used to flood Madison Square Garden because Bruno Sammartino was in Madison Square Garden. Like the impact. It's not just basketball, it's boxing, it's wrestling, it's so many other things that happen inside of it. We got the fucking best dog show in the world in Madison Square Garden. Are you kidding me? You don't like to see fucking poodles jumping over stuff?
Ali versus Frazier. I mean,
how about Andrio says, it's okay, Cameron. We understand, bro. You never sold out MSG. It's okay.
I ain't gonna say that.
Man, listen, guys, I appreciate everybody that's been in the building with us. We've rocked over 225 plus all episode long. Everybody that helped support the channel with super chats and buy my coffees. Thank you guys so much. Who won again? Julian Blum. We will make sure to connect with you. We'll get you that hoodie, my guy. Double A, I saw you said you didn't get your Knicks mug. Hit me up. Text me. Give me your address. Let's make sure that order went out.
Yeah.
I'll get that mug out to you. Also, I'm just going to drop a little spoiler or a couple things. 2 o'clock today. The pop-off kicks off right here, guys. Make sure you lock in. 2 o'clock. Great episode coming up for you guys. And Hector and I and Eddie and Phil, we talked about it. And I think it's going to kick off next Monday. We got a new show in the morning, guys. Literally has no name yet. It's 30 minutes. Wake your asses up. Come brew your coffee with me. If you partake in baking, I won't put that in the title of the show. But come 9 o'clock every morning, 30 minutes. We're going to kick it off. Me, the chat, hang out, see what the schedule has. Maybe some positivity calendars, maybe some dad jokes, maybe a lot of stupidity and a lot of espresso. Any last words before we go, Heck?
Eddie, I love you, my guy. I look forward to the Mets having a great season this year, and I very look forward to you, Al Cintron, and our guy Anthony Rivera with the Mets Evening Brew. And talking about Anthony Rivera, just so you guys know, myself and Anthony Rivera will be featured tomorrow on New York One News, getting ready for the baseball season. So I'll be there talking Yankees, and Anthony's going to be talking Mets. So Morning Brew is taking over New York One News tomorrow. And I got to be in studio at like 7:30. So let's go.
End it with that. Look at that. Oh, just all good news. On that note, what do we do?
Doses! Thank you, Double A, for the $1.
Double A for the $1.99.
Thank you for the $1.99. Double A. Thank you.
Everybody that bought coffees and had a good time. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Yes, Double A's $1.99 still. Sounds good. We gotta get with this.